Hey, good evening, folks. This is Matthew here coming to you. I'm just doing a follow-up from the show that we did last Sunday. It'll be a week tomorrow morning. And then we also did a follow-up with sumo champion Kelly Knighting, and that was a lot of fun. But what I wanted to talk about, and we kind of talked about it a little bit last night with Kelly, Jake on the Big Skinny Show brought up a sacred geometry in what he was putting together, and it really was pretty interesting, pretty fascinating. And one of the big pieces of it that he brought up was the Vesica Piscis, which is, I guess, could be viewed as the spot where the heavenly realm and the earthly realm actually meet, and it forms this certain shape that's like the ictus. You see my tattoo, and but you find that symbol. It's an occultic symbol, and you find it in all kinds of different places. But one of the things that he brought up was the Ark of the Covenant, and he found a photo of the cherubim on top of the Ark of the Covenant, according to the descriptions from the Bible. And some of the descriptions just have their wings touching and empty. Some of them have their wings touching in the Vesica Piscis in the middle, which I think if I'm so bold as to say, I think that's the more accurate description, because in the Bible it talks about the mercy seat. And it's almost like this is an area of our physical realm that interacts and touches with the heavenly world above us, or if we want to call it just the world of creation. So I've got a little bit of information I want to share regarding the Vesica Piscis, and we'll just kind of go from there. I'm going to go kind of quick because I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. So forgive me if I sneeze. I'll try to mute it and try to make this quickly here. But we're going to start talking about the Ark of the Covenant and the Vesica Piscis. We're going to talk about a couple other places, or at least one other place that you can find it. Yeah, just keep it kind of light and short tonight. But I think it's good information. So I'm going to start off with a video here. This is from the book of Exodus. And so this is Exodus 25 verses 10 through 22. And it's a great little video showing how the ark was constructed. Now, I think that I could go into great detail and allegory the ark as sort of the vehicle. It's the ship. The ark is the ship. Think about Noah's Ark. It's the ship that we live in. And inside the ark, God gave, according to the Christian tradition, God gave Noah the covenants. And we were taught in church that this was the 10 Commandments. But it's more than just that. It's also the 10 utterances of creation, according to Kabbalistic tradition. It's almost like the information that is pushed into this realm for creation. So it's literal and it's allegory at the same time. It's very interesting. But here is the exoteric version. Remember, there's exoteric, esoteric, and occult. I'm going to give you the exoteric teaching right now, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the occult meaning of that, or the hidden meaning of that. So check it out.
Have them make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. Overlay it with pure gold, both inside and out, and make a gold molding around it. Cast 4 gold rings for it, and fasten them to its 4 feet, with 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other. Then make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry it. The poles are to remain in the rings of this ark. They are not to be removed. Then put in the ark the tablets of the covenant law, which I will give you. Make an atonement cover of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long and 1.5 cubits wide, and make 2 cherubim out of hammered gold at the ends of the cover. Make 1 cherub on one end and the second cherub on the other. Make the cherubim of one piece with the cover at the 2 ends. The cherubim are to have their wings spread upward, overshadowing the cover with them. The cherubim are to face each other, looking toward the cover. Place the cover on top of the ark and put in the ark the tablets of the covenant law that I will give you. There above the cover, between the 2 cherubim that are over the ark of the covenant law, I will meet with you and give you all my commands for the Israelites.
And so there you have it. So there above the cover, where the wings of the 2 cherubim meet, where the Vesica Piscis is, right here, it said, I will meet with you and I'll give you the commandments to seal into the ark. From the mercy seat, according to the King James Version. And that's interesting, because it's it really is it really is laying out the place where God or the heavenly worlds interact with earth, with our earthly realm. The 10 utterances. Now, getting into utterances, what was it that was given to Moses and put into the ark? According to Kabbalistic tradition, the world was created through 10 utterances. These are the 10 utterances of God, and they go hand in hand with the 10 commandments. And they seem to be what Moses put inside the ark. It's apparently, he did it at the place that's represented by the Vesica Piscis, between the wings of the cherubim. The first utterance, and I'm not going to go through all 10 in this video. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into this moving forward, but this is just kind of an introduction to this concept. The first utterance is the first commandment, instructing us to have faith in God isn't, it doesn't even say God with G-O-D. God isn't the word, it's the creative source. A lot of this is just translation. I am the Lord, I'm the creative source. I'm the Lord your God. Regarding creation, the verse states, there shall be light. From the first verse, God is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? We learn that faith in the Holy One, blessed he be, is also called light. And I would also call this consciousness. Somehow through time, the universe is continuing to play out its thought, its intention. It's a thing in motion. It's not a static, finished product. But light and faith in God is the first commandment. And the first commandment is, I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt have no gods before me. I am the Lord your God. And that goes hand in hand with the other utterance of let there be light. So that utterance of let there be light, where light was pushed into the realm, is inside the Ark of the Covenant. It's instructions spoken into the realm by the creative source. This is Jabal Moussa. This is Mount Sinai, where Moses received the covenant. If we view the covenants as information given from the source, I think we can also view the ark as an allegory for the realm that we live in. A ship, or it's a vessel containing all the information for life. And, from the mercy seat, the Vesica Piscis, we can see overlap of the heavenly realm with the lower earthly realm. It's interesting to note that there is the Jabal Moussa, which if you translate that into Aramaic, it's mountain. It's Moses mountain in Arabic, excuse me. And Jabal, if you translate that into Hebrew, Jabal is glide away. So in Hebrew, it is the place where Moses would glide away. So that's interesting, but it's almost like God brought, like Moses went to the top of Mount Sinai, and then the creative source brought him up to him. But we see this symbol. We don't just see this symbol in Christianity. You see it all over the place. The Vesica Piscis, you see it everywhere. So as example, in Celtic, the Triquerta, it's the Celtic knot, or the Trinity knot, it's also called. It's known as the Trinity knot. It's been found on several heritage and historical sites. It's symbols that resemble it all over the place. It was found carved in stones as early as the 8th century. It's in Germany. It's all over Northern Europe. It's in the Celtic symbol. It's before Christianity. It predates Christianity. It's believed to represent life. It's believed to represent creation. It's believed to represent the feminine energy. The belief and the representation of it, it's the Vesica Piscis, and then there's other stuff in there too, and we're doing one little bit at a time. We can't necessarily unfold all of it. It's talking about the elements of creation too: earth, water, and fire. Everything that would make up life. Jain cosmology actually gets into this too, and we're going to get into that as well. Life, death, and rebirth. But it's just a fascinating thing, and you see it everywhere. And I think when you see it all over the place, I think that's where it's time to sort of kind of take note and say, hey, there's something to this. I should kind of pay attention a little bit. But there definitely something is. Symbols and sacred geometry, such as the Vesica Piscis, they really tell the story where language and tradition seem to separate the higher knowledge. We should be distilling knowledge from everything that harmonizes. The answers are out there. They're very simple. Well, I shouldn't say simple, but they're out there, and the information is out there, and we're working hard to put it together to where it makes sense. Distilling knowledge from everything, it's up to us to figure it out. And for each one of us individually, your faith is you need to discern this on your own. You need to discern that internally. What we call faith, I talked about this a couple of times. In my opinion, it's a bastardized term, where we've been told growing up that faith is believing in a certain dogma, when we've also sort of been conditioned to ignore this sort of internal sixth sense or awareness of the nature of the world around us. And that's a very, very, very bad thing. That is not a good thing. That is your crown. That is the part of the creation of your universe that flows through you, that you can identify with. Don't lose that. Stay close to it. Listen to it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to people that tell you this is what things are. Listen to people that tell you you can find this on your own, because you can. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're good enough. You're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. But anyway, folks, I really appreciate you hanging out and spending some time with me tonight. I know this was short, and it's short just because I'm not feeling real well, but I wanted to get this out there. I'm going to be doing a little bit more deeper, a little bit deeper dive into it. Jake and I, we are really close to just launching and being able to, we had some sound issues with our live stream, but we rushed it, and we learned our lesson. And so we're going to have that fixed. I promise you all, we're going to have that fixed next time. But thank you everybody who hung out and listened to us. Follow us on bigskinny.cc. If you like this video, follow bigskinnymatt. Run over and check out Intellectual Catch-Up and follow Intellectual Catch-Up. He's got a lot of good stuff, and he's working on some content now too. So stick with this, like, subscribe, share the video, leave comments, Tell me your thoughts, because I'd much rather have a conversation because I learn from everybody around me. And so thank you all so much for listening. Be blessed, and you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back soon.